Hello, welcome to Success Online Learning. And today we want to look at how to calculate your CGPA. Yes, we're teaching you how to calculate your CGPA. And you can see on the board, CGPA means Cumulative Grade Point Average. That's the full meaning of CGPA. And today, if you're watching this video, you'll be learning how to calculate your CGPA. Now, before we get the ball rolling, first things first, I'd like to tell you the importance. Why is CGPA important for any university or college students? Now, CGPA is very, very important for any university or college student because it is the CGPA that gives you the information of your current academic status. Without knowing your CGPA, you cannot ascertain if you're a first class student, if you're a second class upper student, if you're a second class lower student, or if you're a third class student, because your CGPA grade tells me the current academic status of the student. So it's very important that at least you know how to calculate your CGPA. Another reason why you need to learn how to calculate your CGPA is because of information sake. The information is very important. Why is it very important? As a university and college student, we all know how stressful the school system is. Going for lectures every day, your practicals, your assignments, then your examination, and all the financial burden that the school brings on you. After all these burdens, and you don't even know your current status, meaning that you're leaving your academic status to chance. Because if you, as a student, do not know your current CGPA, that means whatever the school gives to you is what you take, right? So if the school says you're a third class student, you'll be forced to accept it because you cannot even calculate your own CGPA. If the school said, oh, you're a pass, because there's also what we call pass. So we cannot, the highest stage of the CGPA is we have the first class students. So some students are first class, some students are second class upper. We have second class upper, and we have second class lower. We also have third class, and we have students that are just pass. They were just passed. So in this video, you'll be learning what CGPA is required to be on a first class, what CGPA is required to be on a second class upper, what CGPA is required to be on a second class lower, what CGPA is required to be on a third class, and what CGPA is pass, which we don't want for any of our students. So this is another reason why learning your CGPA is very, very important. And the last reason why you need to learn how to calculate your CGPA is knowing your current CGPA can serve as an important boost for the next session or for the next semester. So you're currently still a student, and then you're going into a next session, you're going into a next semester. When you have information about what you've done before, you've taken stock about what you've done before, it gives you an idea of where you need to improve. Your CGPA shows you where you're slacking, because in the CGPA format, you're going to bring out all the courses you offered for the session or for the semester, and then your grades will be displayed out, and you can see clearly. It brings everything out in a full picture, so you can know where you're slacking and know how to improve for the next session. Very, very important. So this video is useful for both new university students that just came into the university. It's also useful for those that are already in the school system, 200 level, 300 level. And it's also useful for those that are already rounding up. That means they're finishing their university program. It's also useful because that's even the most critical point. When you're finishing up, you need to know, where do you stand? Am I a first class student? Am I a second class student? Because these things will determine job opportunities. There are some job requirements that say we want only first class. You don't even know whether you're a first class student. So how can you apply? There are scholarship opportunities as well that come up and say we want students that are first class students or second class upper students. But a student doesn't even know a CGPA. So you go and apply wrongly and you spend money. Meanwhile, you don't know that you're not even up to the standard. So you see that there are so many reasons why you need to learn how to calculate your CGPA. I don't want to waste more time. I'll just tell you what we're going to be learning today in this class. In this class, I'll be teaching you a simple approach of calculating your CGPA, shortcut approach. You'll be learning a shortcut approach, how to calculate your CGPA. You'll be learning how to tabulate your courses. I'll teach you how to tabulate your courses for the semester. Now, this might not be your courses for your own department, but we're going to be using these courses. These are really university courses, but they might not be for you. But they are flexible, they're interchangeable. You can put any other course inside this table. I'll show you how to do it. So you'll be learning how to put your course in this table. I'll teach you how to draw a table like this and how to put in these courses and calculate your CGPA. You'll also be learning terms like CU, credit units. You'll be learning terms like GP, grade point. You'll be learning terms like QP, quality point. You'll be learning terms like TCU, total credit units, TQP, total quality point, GPA, grade point average. You'll be learning all these things. Also, you'll be learning the difference between GPA and CGPA. There are many students that do not actually know the difference between GPA and CGPA. Very, very important. I'll be teaching you the difference between GPA and CGPA in this class. And last but not the least, why is this video different? Because I'm sure that you must have seen videos on how to calculate your CGPA one way or the other. Now, why this video is different is that I'll be solving a real CGPA result live here. So I'll be inputting the grade. You see that I've kept space for the grade point and everything. And I'll be teaching you live how to calculate your CGPA. And this method is actually a shortcut method, very easy for students to assimilate, because we've had complaints from students that have watched other videos saying they don't still understand. So why this video is different is that I'm teaching you like a layman, someone that's never encountered this before. So this video is more comprehensive and it supersedes any other video you have watched, because we're going to be taking our time to make sure you understand, not just by watching the video. I want to make sure that you understand how to calculate your CGPA. So by the end of this video, I'm promising you, if you stay to the end, that you would have learned confidently how to calculate your CGPA. So if you're ready to get the class started, I want you to comment yes on the comment section. Just drop a comment yes on the comment section and let's get started. If you're ready, say yes in the comment section and let's get started. Thank you very much. Now, without wasting much time, I'd like to start simply with, I already told us that CGPA means Cumulative Grade Point Average. Cumulative Grade Point Average. Now, first things first, you want to calculate your CGPA, you first list out all your courses. Are we together? You list out all your courses. So these are courses that are offered by a particular student in a particular semester. We have Chem 131 Chemistry, Chem 132, we have Physics 112, we have Math 124, we have GS 103, we have FSB 102, and we have Physics 103. These are the courses offered by a particular student in a semester. Now, after listing this, the next thing you need to understand is the credit unit, CU. You can't do anything on CGPA without understanding what is a credit unit. Now, a credit unit helps us to understand the weight a course carries. All courses do not carry the same weight in a university system. So, you're studying chemistry, you're studying physics, you're studying mathematics, you're studying GS, which is general studies, general science, you're studying FSB, FSM is fundamentals of biology, you're studying physics, 103, this is the practical physics. All these courses do not carry the same weight. You can see that Chem 131, the credit unit is 3, but Chem 132, the credit unit is 4. So the credit unit almost shows the importance of that course to your department. That is why two students can be offering the same course, but they have different credit unit because they are from different departments. Let's take, for instance, I am in the Department of Pure and Industrial Chemistry, and my friend is in the Department of Applied Mathematics, and two of us are offering chemistry. My friend that is in Applied Mathematics, the credit unit for chemistry in his department is just 2 credit units. But I that am in Pure and Applied Chemistry, the credit unit for chemistry in my department is 4 credit units. Why? Because in my department, chemistry is more important compared to my friend in Applied Mathematics. Now, let's go to a course like Math 124. Now, let us say I and my friend are also offering this course. Remember, I am in Pure and Industrial Chemistry, while my friend is in Applied Mathematics. Now, this time around, my friend's credit unit, the credit unit for this course for my friend is 4. But for me, it's just 2. Why? Because in my own department, mathematics is not so important. So do you see that credit unit can vary depending on your department? Now, how do you know the credit unit for your own department? For every university student, once you're done with your university clearance at your 100 level, there was a book they gave you. It's called a faculty handbook. Please go back to your files. You'll see it there. I'm sure you neglected it back then because you're so busy, and it's understandable. I've been a student before. Sometimes you're so busy doing a lot of clearance, registrations, and you forget, you underrate some things you were given. Go back to your files and you see a faculty handbook. In the faculty handbook contains all the courses you offer for your department from 100 level till you graduate. And in that faculty handbook, you see the credit unit for each course you're offering. So please go back to your files after this video. Go back to your files. You see what we call a faculty handbook. The faculty handbook helps you to know the credit unit for your own department. And that's why you should stay tuned to the end of this video, because many people just cram a particular credit unit and think that that's what they will use for all their courses. No. The credit unit changes every semester depending on the course you're offering for that semester and the importance of that course for your department. So, class, as I said, the credit unit depends on what your department. So, These credit units here are hypothetical, of course. So we said, let's say chemistry is 3, Chem 132 is 4, Phys 112 is 3, Math 124 is 3, GS 103 is 2. These are credit units for this course. So I've just explained credit unit for us. So credit unit shows the importance of a course, the weight, the value of a course to a particular department. The next thing we want to look at is grade points. Now, for every grade you get, there's what we call a grade point. GP means grade point. Now, I've already listed it here. If you make an A in the university system, you're going to have a 5 point grade point. If you make a B, you're going to have 4 grade points. If you make a C, you have 3 grade points. If you get a D, you have 2 grade points. E, 1, and F is 0. We're not wishing that for anybody. So grade point represents the points you get for each grade you attain. And the next thing we'll look at now is quality point. Yes, this is the one that is most frequently asked, quality points. The quality point is actually attained by multiplying. If you see, I put note, QP means quality point, is the product of the credit unit CU and the grade point GP. So your quality points are attained by multiplying your credit unit and your grade points. In case you're still confused, don't worry. I'll show you everything in this table. Don't worry yourself. Now, we also have what we call TCU. The TCU is the total credit unit. So the total credit unit, for example, look at these courses and look at the credit units. By the time I add up all the credit units in this course, I will have my total credit units. I can actually do this now. This 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. Plus 2 is 15. Plus 2 is 17, 18. The total credit unit for this course is 18. The total credit unit for this course is 18. Now, that's total credit unit. Now, what's total quality points? After we've gotten all the quality points in each section here, we're going to add it together to get total quality points. That's TQP, total quality points. And the next thing we'll look at is GPA. The GPA means the grade point average. Remember I told you I'll tell you the difference between GPA and CGPA. So stay tuned. GPA is grade point average. How do we get GPA? The GPA is calculated by dividing the TQP, which is what? The total quality point, by the TCU, which is the total credit unit. So I'll come again. The GPA is calculated by dividing the TQP by the TCU. So TQP is total quality point divided by the TCU, total credit unit. Don't worry, in case you're still confused, remember we're going to show you in the table live. So don't worry yourself. Let's just keep going. Now moving forward, I haven't explained all the key terms that I'll be using in the table. It's now time to go live and show you exactly how to use them. So for example, a student is offering chemistry 131 and the credit unit for that student in his department is 3. So why am I saying this? I said in another department it might not be 3. So please take note. And this student made an A in this course. Now do not forget, anytime you make an A, you are given 5 points. And do not forget that to calculate the quality point for this course, what is quality point? Credit unit multiplied by grade point. So you're going to say credit unit 3 multiplied by grade point 5. 3 times 5, you're going to have 15. So the quality point for this student is 15. Now, going to the next course, this student made an... Now, let me show you. I want to show you something here. Now, follow me carefully. I want to show you the importance of this credit unit. This person made an A in this course, but I want to show you if this person made a B in this course, in this second course. Now, the grade point for a B is 4. Put 4. Now, what is the quality point? I'll remind you again one more time. Quality point is credit unit multiplied by grade point. So, credit unit 4 multiplied by grade point 4. 4 times 4 is what? 16. Now, I want you to take a look at this quality point. This B produced a higher quality point than A. Meanwhile, A should be a bigger result than B. What determined that? The credit unit. The credit unit is the value of a course, the weight of the course. Because this first course, the credit unit is 3. Even if you made an A, you only got a maximum of 15 because 3 times 5 is 15. But this other course, the credit unit is 4. And you made a B, that means you made a lesser grade here. But because of the credit unit is higher, by the time you multiply 4 by 4, you have what? 16. You had a total quality point. These are things that are very important that most students don't know. Now, for Phys 112, let's say you made a C. This person made a C. Do not forget that a C gives you 3 points. And for the quality point, you say credit unit multiplied by grade point. So a C gives you 3 points. So 3 multiplied by 3 gives you what? 9. Let us say this person made a D in this course. Now, I just want to try to use all the results so that you can understand. A D gives you how many points? 2. And you say 3 times 2 gives you what? 6. Now, for this GS, let's say the person made E. How many points does E give you? 1 point. So that 1 times 2 gives you what? 2. And God forbid, but let's say this person got an F. F gives you what? 0. 2 times 0 is what? 0. Now let's go back to A. This person made an A here. A gives you how many points? 5 points. You can see 5 points. So 5 times 1 is what? 5. So far, we've gotten a quality point for each of these courses. Do not forget how we got the quality point. We multiplied the credit unit by the grade point. The credit unit by the grade point. The credit unit by the grade point. 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 And we got the quality point. Now it's time to get the total quality point, TQP. Remember when I said I'll come back to it? TQP, total quality point. What's total quality point? Total quality points are attained by adding up all the quality points for each of the courses. So we're going to say 15 plus 16 is 31. 31 plus 9 is 40. 40 plus 6 is 46. 46 plus 2 is 48. 48 plus 5 is 53. So total quality point the student attained is what? 53. Do not forget that we have earlier calculated the total TCU, total credit units. Earlier we calculated the total credit units. How do we get total credit units? We added each credit unit of each course. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 3, 13. 13 plus 2, 15. 15 plus 2, 17. 17 plus 1, 18. So this is the total credit unit and this total quality point. So now it's time to calculate our GPA. So what is your GPA is attained by saying the TQP divided by the TCU. Do not forget, your GPA is attained by saying what the TQP. What's our TQP? Our TQP is total quality point 53 divided by our TCU. What's our TCU? Total credit unit 18. So your job is to say 53 divided by 18. Let's get a calculator. 53 divided by 18. So 53 divided by 18. And this is 2.94. So this is 2.94. So this student has a GPA of 2.94. And that's for one semester. And that's why it's called a GPA. Now, when does it become a cumulative grade point average? Once it is more than one semester, it now becomes a cumulative grade because you're adding more than one semester together. Are we together? So let us assume that this is a GPA for this student. This student got a GPA of 2.94. And let us say this is the first semester. Now, let's not forget that a session in the university system is made up of 2 semesters. We have the first semester and the second semester. So in the first semester, the student came out with a GPA of 2.94. Let us assume that the second semester comes around and the student now came out with a GPA of, since we now know how to calculate GPA, of, let us say this student now improved the second semester and got a GPA of 3.50. So the first semester, he got a GPA of 2.94, which you calculated here. The second semester, he got a GPA of 3.50. In order to now get the cumulative grade point average, we're now going to add the GPA of the first semester to the GPA of the second semester and divide it by how many semesters? 2, because we have 2 semesters. So we're going to say GPA of the first semester is 2.94. So let us write down the formula first. So CGPA for a particular session, CGPA is equal to GPA 1, which is for GPA for first semester, plus GPA 2, which is GPA for second semester, then divided by what? 2, because we have 2 semesters. Just like taking the mean. So our cumulative grade point average now will be GPA 1 is 2.94. Remember that first semester, 2.94. And for second semester, GPA 2 is 3.50. Then divided by what? By 2. So we're going to say 2.94 plus 3.50 equals 6.44. Then divided by 2. 6.44 divided by 2 will give us 3.22. So the CGPA for this particular student for a session completed is 3.22. 3 point what? 3.22. This is the CGPA for that student. Now, let's say, so this for a particular year, let us say this 100 level. Let's assume that the student has 100 level. It's offering a 4-year course. So we have 100 level, we have 200 level, we have 300 level, and we have 400 level. So the 100 level CGPA for the student is 3.22. The 200 level, now, since we know how to calculate it, we can just give it an hypothetical value. Let us say 3.90. The 300 level, the student now did very well, 4.00. And 400 level, he did so well, 4.82. So these are the CGPAs for the different levels for the student. The student is offering a 4-year course. The student is offering a 4-year course. And these are the CGPA for the student. What the student will now do now is to get the total CGPA for your complete degree program. You're going to add these 4 numbers and divide by what? By 4. You're going to total these 4 numbers and divide by what? And divide by 4. Remember that this is the CGPA for 100 level. 100 level has 2 semesters. Remember, 200 level has 2 semesters. 300 level has 2 semesters. 400 level has 2 semesters. I didn't need to start showing you how to calculate for 200, 300. It's the same process. It's just to change the courses here. Find out the credit unit for those new courses for your 200 level. Find out the grades. Then your grade point is obvious. Then multiply and get your. So you can, with this table, you can easily get the GPA for any particular semester. Are we together? Now let us quickly do. You say 3.22. Sorry, 3.22 plus 3.90 plus 4.00 plus 4.82. So total for the 4 levels is 15.94. We're now going to say 15.94 divided by 4. We're now going to have 3.985. Please make sure you have not gone here because I want to show you something that most students do not know about the CGPA. Now, why you cannot fail more than 2 courses. I'll tell you why. In the university, most students do not know this. And another thing I'll tell you is what leads to an extra year. I'm going to be showing you what leads to an extra year. What causes extra year? Most students having an extra year. Maybe you came for a 4 years course and then you end up doing applying for an extra year. I'll tell you why this CGPA is very important. I'll tell you the reason why you should not fail more than 1 or 2 courses. I'll tell you why. So please stay tuned. Now, but this person now came out with a 3.985 CGPA. After adding up the 100 level, the 200 level, the 300 level, the 400 level. Add it together, you got 15.94 divided by the 4 years. Now, class, having gotten this now, the next thing I want us to look at now is this student came out with a CGPA of 3.985. We need to now ask ourselves, remember that the essence of calculating the CGPA is to ascertain the academic status of the student. If the student is a first class student, if the student is a second class upper, remember we have second class upper, we have second class lower, we have a third class, and we have pass. So class, I want to show you what CGPA is needed to have a first class. So for a first class, your CGPA should be 4.5 and above. This is the CGPA that will land you in a first class. For a second class upper, the second class upper, we usually refer to it as 2-1. So then say 2-1. The second class upper is a CGPA of 3.5, from 3.5 to 4.49. Just before 4.5. Second class upper. For a second class lower, this one, we'll call it a 2-2. A CGPA of 2.5 to 2.49. Just before, oh, sorry, my bad. 2.5 to 3.49. Just before 3.5, just before 3.5. And we have what we call a third class. A third class student is a student that attains a CGPA of 1.5 to 2.49. And a student that is just a pass student, any student that has a CGPA of less than 1.5, you just what? Attain a pass. And most schools, once you go less than 1.5, you will put on probation. You put on what? Probation. Now, let me go to what I thought I'll tell you before we round up. I wanted to tell you why it's important that you don't fail more than 2 courses. In most university systems, there's what we call total credit units that can be registered for a particular semester. The total credit unit, the maximum total credit unit max, TCU max. We call it TCU max. What is TCU max? TCU max is total credit unit, maximum total credit unit that can be registered by a student in a particular semester that is allowed, and that is 24. In the university system, a student is not allowed to register more than 24 credit units, so you don't have overload. It's what we call overload, course overload. TCU max. So a student that is in a semester already, remember that now this student already has 18, total credit unit for this student is 18 in this semester. Let us assume that the student failed. That's why I say you are not allowed to fail more than 2 courses in a semester. This student now failed 3 courses. So in addition to this course, he has another 3 courses that he failed from a previous session. And each of those courses have a credit unit of 333. What do you think is going to happen? Remember, this same student already has a total credit unit for this current session of 18. And he cannot register more than 24 total. But he has 3 carryovers, 333. Adding this 333 will give you 9. If you add this 9 plus 18, you're going to have 27, which is not possible. It's not allowed. Meaning that this student has to drop 1 course. So let us say the student is in 200 level currently. He failed a course. He failed these 3 courses from 100 level. Now, because he can't register more than 24, he has to drop 1 of the courses and register only 2 in this 200 level. That means that course that he dropped will now move to 300 level. In his 300 level courses, because you're going higher, the number of courses are increasing. Let us say that total credit unit for his 300 level is already 22. All the courses he's doing in 300 level is 22 already, because you have more courses. Meaning that if you add this course that he carried that he couldn't register in your 200 level, bring it 300 level. If you add 3, 22 plus 3 is 25. Not still allowed, right? He now has to move that course to final year. He has to move that course to his final year, 400 level. In his 400 level now, and this is assuming that he did not fail any course in 200, 300. Remember that these 3 courses were from 100 level. The 3 courses he failed were from 100 level, but he could only register 2 in 200 level. He carried to 300 level. He could not register it in 300 level. He moved it to 400 level. Let's assume that because a student that had failed 3 courses 100 level, except he sits up properly, he may have another failure here, another failure here. Bringing those 3, let us just assume in the average, normally, what is expected that a student like that now might also have another 3 or 2 carryovers. You now brought to 400 level, which is your final year. And in your final year, you have a lot of courses because you're rounding up. They have to put in all the courses at once. You have a total credit unit of 21. But you have, let us even just say 2 courses. The one he couldn't carry 100 level and another one between 200 and 300. So he has 3 credit units, another 3 credit units. That's 6. He cannot register the 6th year because he'll be 27. He has to apply for an extra year. He has to apply for what? An extra year. And which we don't want for us. That's why we tell students to be very, very, very serious. Very, very, very what? Serious. When you're learning, be very, very serious. In my next video, I'll be teaching you why F is better than E. In my next video, I'll be teaching you why is F better than E. Watch out for my next video. If you loved what we did here today and you understand properly very well, drop a comment now on the comment section there, and also hit the like button. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do so. It's free. Some people think that when you say subscribe, it means you are paying money. No. But some people, when they hear the word subscribe, it means money is going to leave their account. No. It's just to hit the subscribe button. That's all. It's just like follow. It's just like follow when you follow someone on Instagram or you follow someone on Facebook. So I don't know why they use the word subscribe. I wish YouTube can change that word subscribe to follow. Because some students, I feel like when they hear subscribe, they feel, what if they collect money from my account? No. It's actually free. It's just like follow. So please hit that subscribe button below so that more videos like this you can know. In my next video, I'm teaching you how to what F to fail a course is better than getting an E. I'll teach you in the next video. Also, if you are curious about, you want me to teach you any other thing, you can drop in the comment section what would you like to learn next. Any topic, any academic topic we're covered, let us know on the comment section. This is Success Online Learning, and this is our WhatsApp number. You can message us for any further inquiries. This is our WhatsApp number here. So thank you very much. Watch out for our next video. If you don't subscribe, you won't know when we post the next video. That's why it's important that you just hit that subscribe button below so that anytime I post the next video, you can see why is F better than E. Why is it better to get an F? That is better to fail the course than to get an E. If you get an E, you don't have a carryover. But I'm telling you that having a carryover is better than getting an E. I'll show you in the next video. Thank you very much for your time.